All right, we're now streaming and recording. So I'll start this meeting at 6:32 p.m. I'll start out with roll call. And do I see Robin?
I'm here,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. And Arthur, I don't think you're here yet. And Lewis, you're here?
I'm here.
I'm here. So we're just looking for Arthur. He's not here, so we're going to move forward with the meeting.
We have quorum.
Yes, so we can do that. And we're going to go to open public forum. So please raise your hand. Oh, good. I see Arthur. Let me bring Arthur on right now. And
Arthur just joined the meeting.
just make it out. He came at 6:33.
Perfect.
Good. We're all here. So open public forum. Please raise your hand. I see 3 people in the open public forum attendees list. Seeing none, hearing none, we're going to move forward to board member news and announcements. Keep this at 2 minutes per speaker. Any board members have something new? Robin, Arthur? Nope. Okay.
Just that the neighborhood watch has been experiencing several issues with transients in the neighborhood, a lot of drug use, a lot of trash. It's an issue. And I think we're going to hold a neighborhood watch meeting at the elementary school, and I'll know more about a date and all that coming up.
Okay. And speaking of the elementary school, we actually, I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on the agenda. Going live, no, but we're moving forward with possibly going live, live meetings, in-person meetings. So I met with the ADA compliance officers from the city over our break, and he gave our elementary school a pretty good score. But it's up to really Dunn's directive to say when and how or if we go into in-person meetings. Any other board member news and announcements? If not, we're going to go into motion A to approve the GTLNC November 8th executive minutes, November 8th, 2022.
Okay, motion A, you read it?
Yes, motion A, approve the GTLNC November 8th, 2022 executive minutes. So I have a first on this.
Robin?
Thanks, Robin. A second, please.
Arthur.
Thanks, Arthur. Any discussion on this matter from the board?
No, looks great.
Okay, and the public, stakeholders, please raise your hand at this time for public comment on this. I don't see any hands raised, so we're going to move forward to a vote. Okay. Robin, how do you vote? To approve the GTLNC November 8th, 2022 exec minutes.
Yes, I approve.
And Arthur?
Yes.
And Lewis?
Yes.
And I'm a yes also. 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we're going to move forward to review the GTLNC General Board Agenda, Motion B. Approve the GTLNC January 17th, 2023 General Board Agenda. A first, please.
Robin.
Thanks, Robin. And a second, please.
Lewis.
Great. Thanks, Lewis. Discussion on this matter from the board. Let me look at this.
I would suggest, Colby, that when we start our meeting in next week, that you put a little note at the beginning during the opening of the meeting that we discuss policy and remind everyone about being courteous and length of time, and to not have meetings run excessively long. A disservice to the and to
That's right. I've reviewed our policies, also our bylaws and our standing rules about those issues, and I've highlighted some points to discuss at the top of the meeting. Also, I want to wish you, I didn't do this yet, but I want to wish everyone a happy 2023, and I hope everyone had a good vacation. I just wanted to jump back into the meeting. Any other thoughts or additions or modifications to the agenda?
Well, we're just waiting for
the
the
board
bullet points for the committees. What do we have for the? Let me go back and look at the.
I think I don't know. Is that Robin echoing, or was it just my computer?
Yes, somebody's echoing.
Is it me?
No. It was sounding like Robin had echoed, but then I'm hearing myself too.
It's not me. I just.
Yeah, Colby, you're fine.
Might
It's
be
Robin and Lewis.
Robin might be going in and out a little bit,
Oh,
cutting
look.
in and out.
It's not me.
You're
Lewis,
back.
you know-
but
It might
it's-
be Lewis. Do you have another feed?
I don't. Am I echoing now?
No.
Perfect.
It's not bad.
Because you're not either anymore.
Okay.
So we're good. So I was just want to make sure I'm getting what you're saying. That's why.
All right.
So Lewis, you'll take out the, you said you'll take out the happy holidays. Obviously,
Correct.
no-
I saw that at the end when I sent it.
And then you had, there's some requests from Jonathan Gregory and Sean Bouchard.
So I could go over what they sent.
Mhm.
They're working on making them into motions versus just general discussions. I reached out to them and just said, because what they're submitting is perfectly okay to be added to the agenda, but I just thought maybe it would be more effective for the board to have an actual action with many of these subjects. So I could go over those subjects right now for the executive committee and perhaps, or I can just go ahead and add them. I imagine would we add them under new business or just their own section when you
Their
have
own
something like
sections.
that?
I'll save new business for actually on the fly additions
Okay.
during the meeting itself.
So then I'll put that before, I'll make their, those things that they'd like to discuss will fall as number. Sorry, let me just make sure. We'll wait until after public planning, before the committee agenda meetings or after.
We'll put them before the committee. Actually, we'll do the committee reports first, and then we'll
Okay.
do theirs.
Perfect. So it'll be, I'll put it after governmental affairs. And then once I have his points, I'll share it with this group.
Okay.
Generally
So
speaking,
tonight we're gonna have to vote on this as amended. We're gonna have to vote to approve the agenda as amended, as you're amending it as right now, essentially. And then you're gonna set. We're gonna vote to. We're gonna approve this or vote on it, and you're gonna. And this happens at every meeting. And then
Okay.
Lewis, then you'll send us as soon as possible
It's just
the
a draft.
draft.
We have to approve it next week anyway, or tomorrow, basically, for it to be posted.
Well, we approve it tonight. We're not gonna have another meeting to approve it.
so what I'll
So
do
we're
is
gonna
I'm
approve
going
it
to put
tonight as
on
amended.
Okay, and on the agenda, we'll have submissions by board members Jonathan Gregory and Sean Bouchardy as an item after our committee reports.
That's right.
And then we're still waiting on. We don't have anything necessarily from the committees, and that was what you were saying, Robin. We'll still need to add those.
Correct. They all have to be turned in tomorrow by 7 o'clock.
So I'll send an email after this meeting reminding them.
Correct. And where are you putting this item from Sean and Jonathan? Where is that going? Under committee report? What you're waiting for motions? Is that for committee?
Well, we want it's after the committee report. It's a special submission. Jonathan had cited a rule in our bylaws that allows any board to find a sponsor of another board member to add things to the. They just gave us 5 points.
Where is it placed on the agenda?
It'll be after government affairs, but before new business.
After government affairs, before new business, but not during the governmental affairs.
Well, he would have had to have brought it up during government affairs, though. So that's why I'm confused. A little confused. He didn't bring it up through committee.
Correct.
And it really should have come up through. I mean, generally that's a government affair. It's a GAC issue.
Correct.
And
do we want to discuss the topics that we're adding? I can forward the email, Colby.
Well, okay, so let me ask you a question. Is this something, since it's a brand new topic, is it something that we can Sean can bring up during new business? And then Colby can suggest that it be talked about at their next GAC meeting. And then whatever motion that they want to bring to the board, they would vote on in committee and then bring it to the next meeting. So can't we just place it in new business?
We can. Well, Sean can certainly bring it up in new business. Right now, there's no vote. In fact, maybe it should all be brought up in new business on the fly.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
in order to really approve this agenda, we need to have a better grasp of what is going to be on the agenda tonight. And I'm not going to have another meeting to approve the agenda. That's the whole point of this meeting.
Correct.
And
Well, yeah, I mean,
Really?
because their things are very, like, the topics that they were going to have were going to be very, require a lot of discussion.
right. And there's not, we really shouldn't do that tonight. If Louis, you can't put the wording in right now, then we can't really vote to approve this agenda when we don't really know what's going on the agenda. So
Yeah.
So it's not really fair. So I say that you suggested them that I can suggest to them that they put this up on new business or bring it through committee, because we don't have enough information to vote on this agenda as amended.
Okay, so I'll let them know that that's what we would need to do. We can basically, yeah, I mean, do you agree that, because we're not required, because they've put these topics forward, are we required to put them on the agenda?
If two board members want something on the agenda, they can do so before the cutoff for Brown Act, which is next week, which is several days from now.
Okay.
So, I believe that they can pop stuff on the agenda even tomorrow or the next day. So
Colby, Sean has raised his hand.
yeah, Sean. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Sean's here. Great.
Mhm.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Hey guys, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So I was going to try, I am getting that same echo as you guys, and I make sure I muted myself when I got on, but there is an echo, and I don't know where it's coming from, but you guys are right.
The YouTube is going with.
It could be the YouTube, or if someone has audio on their computer and not using a headset, a lot of times that feedback will come back, and that's what you're going to hear is it's that feedback. But so I got the correspondence that was kind of going between Jonathan and Luis. So I'm gonna get with Jonathan. We're not trying to have we're trying to have working meetings so that we're not causing any problems, making sure we're staying above board. But I know we're working on making a lot more succinct and a little less broad strokes, a little bit more fine tuned. So we'll make sure I'll get with Jonathan to make sure that we get those fine tuned so that it's not so, obviously we want to elicit conversation, but we don't want to turn it into a 5-hour meeting either.
Well, that's what discussion is for, Sean. It's best when you propose a motion that you keep the language as simple as possible so that
Agreed.
a much easier response for voting and for discussion. And then if people have more questions, you'll be there to speak more about the topic. I think if you put too much language on the agenda, you're going to cause more confusion.
I agree.
I just think it's better to hear live from you to ask any questions or give any response to any questions people may have.
Okay.
And that's, Robin, that's kind of what I said is, based on the subjects, come to us with vote on this letter. And the letter will consist of the things you want to discuss and then so all we're voting on is the motion and the contents of the letter, and we can have that discussion based on that. It would make it a little bit more succinct.
Correct. And the letter, Sean, you would send to Louis. Louis would add this to the documents that will be submitted with the agenda. So,
and I believe, and I'm sorry to interrupt, I believe Jonathan's actually working on it as we speak.
wonderful.
And the only thing I wanted to make sure that I understood is what is the time frame in which we need to get this in so that we're not causing any delays?
Tomorrow at 7:00.
Okay.
All documents and all bullet points for each committee are due tomorrow by the chairs of each committee. Everything
Copy that.
is submitted. Now, if for whatever reason there's some delay, we can go ahead and post it on Thursday. we try to give ourselves a little window of opportunity if things, have come in late, or if somebody's sick, or last month, we had people out of town. So, in order to keep things working smoothly, we chose a couple years ago, Wednesday at 7 o'clock the week before each meeting.
That's fine. And I'll get with Jonathan, make sure that we get on top of it. Because again, Jonathan authored this, and I want to make sure he continues that and make sure, so we can discuss it and get where we need to be. But I'll make sure that we do our best to get it into you before tomorrow by 7 p.m.
That's great, Sean. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on the setting of the general board agenda from the public? Also, I don't see hands, so we're going to go to vote. We're going to say as amended.
Yep.
So it
Yes.
gives us that option. Motion B, approve the GTLNC January 17th, 2023 general board agenda as amended.
Robin is a yes.
Okay, thank you, Robin. Arthur,
Yes.
thank you. And Lewis,
Yes.
and I'm a yes, 4-0-0. Thank you. Arthur, you're up. Treasurer's report.
Sure thing. So just go ahead and enable sharing.
Yes, let me get you. A little rusty here. Hold on. That should do it. Okay.
That should do it. Yes. So let's. Perfect. So let's do this. We had finished October, so we're going to go over both November and December activity. We had finished October with $29,018, and we had operating expenses of $130. That included Google for $101, and then MailChimp for $28.99. And so we had ended November with $28,888. And then as we go into December, we had operating activities of $131. Once again, that's Google of 102, and then MailChimp of $28.99. And then we had Apple One invoices totaling $2,953, and that was 4 invoices. And so we finished December with $25,804. So I'll go ahead and read the motion so that we can have discussion. Motion C, approve the November 2022 MER and expenditures for reconciliation submission to the city clerk. Do we have a first?
Robin?
And a second?
Colby.
Do we have any questions or comments?
Question, Arthur.
Yeah.
We voted to encumber $5,000 towards banners in the month of December.
Yeah.
And it's not reflected here. Is that because we haven't sort of paid for it yet? It's
That's
still-
right. So,
Okay. Okay.
so once everything gets approved and the check so-called goes out, then it'll be reflected here. But once we have that encumbered, that motion and is essentially, what we would need to kind of, yeah.
But okay, so here is my suggestion, and Colby, maybe you can type in. So I would like to see some sort of little note at the bottom of the page that says $5,000 is encumbered
Okay.
for banners. And then that way it will always be some sort of note that the money is there, and we're not looking at a balance of 25,000 thinking, wow, we have all this money. We should, spend it on an MPG or whatever. And somehow it's forgotten about.
So what I'll do is, I actually think that's a great idea. And so I'll do that. And then if it's all right, I can resubmit this So you can have the revised version of it that shows that for the general board meeting.
That would be great. And if you could actually put on there that it was, the month of December.
Okay,
So if anybody
perfect.
needs to go back and look, December 2022, they can see that was voted on and that money is encumbered. So technically our balance, if the money is used, is this amount.
I'll do that.
I love it. Thank you, Arthur.
Perfect.
No, Arthur, the Apple One time cards, it says, you said verbally it was 2,500, or is it 2,900?
$2,953. So there's one for 500. You want me to read it off or no?
Yeah, if you can read it off, that'd be great. Thank you.
Sure. One for $552.09, $541.67, $734.38, and then $1,125. Totaling
Those seem
2,000.
higher than those seem higher than I would think. I'll look into that.
Okay, got it.
Are those built up? So I'm wondering if those time cards were built up from a long time, because usually it's not that much. If you look back.
I can
I see a lot
forward
of
you.
funding requests. I think there may be. I'm just curious. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'll go ahead and forward you those invoices, because on the invoices it has the time period covered.
Okay, that's good. I think it must
Okay.
be built. That seems high.
Can I just ask whose time card again? What was it?
It's
Apple One.
Lisa's.
Lisa, sorry about that. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
Apple.
because I do see a lot of funding portal stuff coming through in late December, and I'm wondering if it's a buildup of
And
older time cards.
FYI, Lisa did work the entire holiday season all the way through. She never took off. We never missed a newsletter. We never missed.
Right, but usually it's consistent. It's about 3 hours a week or so. I mean, that's generally what I've seen. But here's 3 hours and 45 minutes. Here's one, December 31st. Yeah, I just want to go through and just verify everything. 2 hours 50. Okay, thanks, Arthur. Just send me all everything you have on that.
Okay, so Arthur, is there any other discussion on the treasurer's report? Any other discussion?
I think we can bring it to a vote.
Yep, I don't see any hands, so go ahead and read the motion one more time.
Motion C, approve the November 2022 MER and expenditures for reconciliation submission to the city clerk.
Robin is a yes.
I'm a yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Arthur.
It's a yes.
I'm a yes.
And I'm a yes.
I'm a yes.
Colby, great, 400, motion carries.
Perfect.
Thank
We
you.
also have motion D. I read off December, but we have motion D separately for December. So I'll,
Oh,
in the interest of formality, I'm going to read it and then we're going to vote on it as well.
great.
Motion D, approve the December 2022 MER and expenditures for reconciliation to this submission to the city clerk. Do we have a first?
Robin,
A second?
Colby.
Lewis. Oh, Colby.
Perfect. Any discussion on? Yeah.
can you just say as amended, since you're going to put a little note at the bottom?
Sure.
So I know that something,
As amended.
yes.
And I noted the discussion under motion D, but I'll change this one.
Great. And Arthur, make sure it says up to $5,000.
Okay,
No discrepancy.
will do.
Thank you. Okay, so,
Okay, so let's vote on motion D now.
Robin is a yes.
Arthur,
I'm a yes.
Lewis,
yes.
Colby,
Yes.
motion carries 400.
Perfect.
Thanks, Arthur.
Thank you, Arthur, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Ongoing business.
On,
Any? Yes.
that you look at the anniversary banners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robin can probably speak of
Yes.
that.
Do you want me to speak on that now?
Yes, it's a good time to do it.
Okay. So the anniversary banners, we're in works with getting the banners created, permitted, made, and installed. We're not sure of the timeline yet. We don't know if it's going to be in the next few months or the next couple, it's probably months. It's probably not weeks. The banners we're trying to count the number of poles between Liveborn and is it the 171, 134? What is that?
Camarillo.
Camarillo and Riverside, where they meet up. Obviously, the consensus is that people want to see the village blanketed, so basically every pole, and then they would possibly scatter, depending on how much it's going to cost, the rest of the poles throughout the village area onto that area where it ends at Camarillo and Riverside. The banners are partially paid by the GTLNC, and we appreciate the up to $5,000 to start the ball rolling and get this project off the ground. But it is going to be an expensive venture, and the GTLNC is only about a quarter of the amount, maybe possibly less than a quarter of the amount. So we will have to go out and find sponsorship to pay for the rest of the banners. But for being the first in the queue and being the first to donate money or the grant, the GTLNC will have their logo on the banners so that there will be branding opportunity, which was the whole point of that to begin with. But like the Discovery Shop awning, where the awning cost a certain amount and the GTLNC offered to donate money towards it, the Discovery Shop installed and paid for and created the awning and used part of the money that the GTLNC gave them to put a logo, a branding on the awning, which was wonderful. It is up, it is installed, and oops, hold on. And so that's how these banners are going to go. The GTLNC sort of helped pay for, or at least got it started, but the committee is going to have to go out and find more money to get the rest of the job done. So the GTLNC will be part of hearing about the discussion, but will not necessarily be the sort of the driving force of this. Yes. So we'll talk more about it. I can answer any questions, but that's pretty much how it's going to go.
Okay, I'll
As
see.
a note, that one of the requests of Jonathan and Shawnee is going to be that update again on the general board.
Yes,
Just for your
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
I don't see any hands raised, so we'll move forward. Okay. To new business. Any new business from the board? If not, any new business from stakeholders? I don't see any, or I don't hear any hands raised or anyone calling out. So with that, I will close the meeting at 7 o'clock.
Right.
Thank you, Lewis. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Arthur. And thank you, stakeholders.
Thank you.
See you next
And we'll
week.
see you next week.
Thank you. I'll send this on. I'll post this immediately.
Great. Thanks, Lewis.